Oh, hey, friends. Welcome to this conversation that my friend Jennifer Gregson and I are going to be having today. And we want to include you. Um, I was totally overcomplicating, like, well, what do I say in the beginning? Because there's so many different layers of this conversation. And so some of the keywords that I'm just going to spout out are we want to have a conversation around social media burnout, social media like doom scrolling, disconnection. How do we show up as content creators during this weird time on the interwebs? So that is the focus somewhere in there and all over the place that Jen and I are going to have today. So, first, I want to introduce my beautiful friend, Jennifer Gregson, who is a published author. She is like a tech wizard. She does a beautiful job formatting books. She recently formatted my most recent release, The Art of Intuitive Structure, and she's a damn good friend. So, hey, Jen, how are
Thanks.
you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I am really excited to have this conversation because
Me
you and
too.
I have been talking about this stuff for a hot minute now, and we were like, so hey, I bet we're not the only ones.
I doubt we are the only ones. No, that's yeah.
Yeah, like what's missing from that like very clear and structured intro that I did?
Well, I think it started because, well, one, you had decided to get off Facebook,
Yeah.
and I had shared that I didn't really do a whole lot on Facebook anymore either. And then we both kind of came to the conclusion, maybe what, 2 or 3 weeks later, that we were kind of done with Instagram too.
Yeah.
And we realized that that didn't leave us a lot of options to market our creative work.
Yeah.
And yet we needed to protect our peace. And so that's kind of how this conversation, I think, started.
Yep. Yep. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yep. So I found myself like getting on the Facebook, and I don't even feel like I was like super active on Facebook anyway, but I definitely had a business community on there. If I was running a program, I'd have a private Facebook group. So I was active enough on Facebook. I've been on Facebook since God knows how many years. And I mean, like, really, like what, 14? I don't know how long it's been in existence. And so there's a lot of people in my life who are on Facebook that I've known throughout the decades, right? So I've had a complex relationship with it because, especially this year, with just all the like political madness and uproar and just like really terrible things, I just felt myself really numbing out, and not in a doom scroll numbing out, but just like I would see something and then I'd see something else and then I'd see something else. And it was like having to just remove myself. And I'm like, what am I even doing on here? Like, I'm not
Mhm.
excited about being here. I'm not like creating anything special because I just feel like shit when I get on here. And
Right.
then I start asking myself, is this where I want to put my energy and my time?
Well, right. Because the connections weren't happening. I think you can
Right.
I think you can stay somewhere that might be toxic on the fringe if
Yeah.
there's good connections happening. And those seem to be not happening on certain, I mean, really almost everywhere. But
It's
really specifically Facebook and Instagram, it seems like the connections are just not there.
it's yes, thank you. I feel like you're filling in these gaps that I'm forgetting or missing. I mean, that's exactly that's why we're a good team. But that's
Yeah.
exactly correct because I initially, like in the beginning of the year, I don't know if you remember, there was massive announcements all over. I'm leaving Facebook. I'm leaving Meta. I'm leaving Facebook. So many people were leaving, and I made the decision that I was going to stay and that
Mm-hmm.
I was going to be like this almost light in the darkness. Like I'm going to hold space. I'm going to be in community. I'm going to create, hopefully like uplifting, positive content. a place to still come and engage. That was my first, like, I think, response to everybody leaving Facebook, whatever it was, like March 2025. And I was hanging tough till about like summertime when I realized I was talking to myself on Facebook.
Mhm.
Like there's there's something about when you're a creator and you share, like not receiving any kind of feedback. I began to ask myself, is this really a community? Because in
Mhm.
community, we share, we connect, we engage.
Right.
I,
There's a back and forth give and take aspect that I think you were calling it yelling into the void. And I think that's such a good way of putting it because we put stuff out there that we want to share, that we're excited about sharing, and it feels like we're screaming at a blank wall.
yes. And yeah, it just got me thinking, like, so what am I doing here? If I'm not actually
Mm-hmm.
creating connection, I'm not getting feedback. I mean, barely any kind of feedback. And as a creator, like, that's what keeps us kind of inspired and connected. Like, yes, I create and do the things because they feel good to me, but I also want to share that. And so then it's like, if you're not getting any kind of engagement, you start thinking, like, well, what am I doing? What am I
Mm-hmm.
doing wrong? But then I started having conversations with other creators who had the same story that I did. And then you and I
Mm-hmm.
are like, what's happening here? How do we keep our sanity and
Mm-hmm.
tend our own well-being while also marketing for our businesses and creating connection with people? So what's
Yeah.
the answer?
And I don't have an answer. I mean, I have tried many things. It's so funny because my email list is very constant. I have very rarely gone without sending them an email every week. It happens, life happens, but it's pretty rare.
Yeah,
And the amount of times I've said, "Oh, hey, I'm pivoting. Oh, hey guys, hang on, I'm going to try something new." Just this year alone, I if I had a quarter, right, I could buy a Big Mac. I mean, I'm just saying like it's not a lot, but like it has happened enough times that I feel bad that I keep
yeah,
telling them that oh, I'm pivoting, or I'm trying this, or I'm doing that. It's like I tried Pinterest, I've tried, I'm on YouTube now and really like throwing myself in because I'm still looking for that connection.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't have the answer. I wish I did. If somebody out there has the answer,
Yeah. Spoiler alert, we don't have answers. We're just
put
having
it
a
in the
conversation.
comments. Put it in the comments because you know
Yeah.
I'm all ears. I would love to know
I
if
mean,
anyone
so
has figured it out.
yeah, yeah, please give us the hot tip, okay? Um,
Right.
so what does it feel like for you when you create this heart-centered content that you've put time and energy into, and then it's crickets? Like, how does it feel? What stories do you create about it?
Mm-hmm. It is very depressing. And the first story is, well, no one cares.
Yeah,
Why am I spending time and mental energy creating things? Even if I care about them, it's still time, it's still energy.
yeah,
Why am I doing all that if no one's picking it up? Like, why am I putting it down if no one's going to pick it up?
yeah,
Um, and so then I get to a point where I go to get my phone to film a video, or I sit down to plan my next video and I think, why bother?
yeah,
And that's not a good place to be when when you literally want to market your work because
yeah,
you do care about the work. It's not like, oh, I don't care about what I do because I do. I think I care too much sometimes
yeah.
because I put stuff out there and then if it's not getting any feedback, it's like, do I even need to still do this?
So what keeps you going?
Well, I really do care about the work. I care about the words and the worlds that I'm creating in my fiction. I care about the clients that I still have and looking for new clients to help because I really do love working with other indie authors. That's
Yeah.
like a passion of mine. And that's really what does keep me going, but it does, the yelling into the void slows things down and causes me to doubt myself,
Yeah.
and I don't take the risk that maybe that's what you need to take. Like maybe there are risks that we're missing because it's just so frustrating.
Yeah. So
I mean, how does it feel for you?
it's absolutely depressing.
Yeah.
Like it's defeating to like
Yeah.
put your heart into something and get really excited about sharing, especially as like I have spent years listening to people, listening to what they're wanting, and so feeling like, oh, I'm creating this because I feel really excited about it and I think it'll be really serving for you. And then it just is like it like falls flat. And this year
Mm-hmm.
I've put my courageous pants on and and I've been just straight up asking people. Like just like it already feels bad. So okay, we already are in the like being in the discomfort
It's
zone.
true. Yeah.
So I've just been straight up going like, hey, what keeps you from sharing? What keeps you from responding to an email if you find it to be engaging? When I put an inquiry out on social media and I'm asking a question and you know me like it's a genuine question I am asking, not for any other reason, but I genuinely want to know like what keeps you from responding. And so some of the things that I've gotten is well, when you send out a newsletter, it doesn't feel like you're talking to me because I know it's a newsletter. I know you're sending it out to everybody. And so then I've gotten, I'm overwhelmed, I'm exhausted, um, I don't have time. And like, you know, the list goes on and on and on. And so I go back to, but I see everybody online.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're there. But, and so
They're,
I'm one,
no, I
no,
was just
go
going to
ahead.
say they're there, but are they engaging?
Exactly. They're there, but they're not there.
Right.
And
They're,
yes. And so it's a little, I think it's a little scary, honestly, that there's like mass groups of people who are just like in the motions and not really being
mm-hmm.
present to it.
Mm-hmm.
Um and I'm not saying that in a way of judgment. I'm just saying it in a way of being a human being during this time. I get it. Like I get you and I both have full lives. We've both had like plenty of weird shit happen and health stuff and family stuff. Like we are not two people who like don't understand overwhelm, exhaustion, mental health stuff. Like we
Mm-hmm.
like we're in that realm, right? Even though like everybody's experiences are completely individual, we are not coming from a place of like everything's lollipops and rainbows in our life. Um, and so like just want to over explain that. And
No,
so
life is definitely lifing.
life be lifing.
Right.
So like I under like I'm not confused as to why people are overwhelmed. That's not the issue here, but it's
Right.
like what do you do as a creator if your audience is not engaging? And I think that's what really brought us to bringing this conversation to the table for
Mm-hmm.
whoever like understands or wants to be curious about this. Maybe you're a creator, maybe you're somebody who hasn't been engaging, but you didn't realize the impact on the creator. And you're like, whoa, I didn't realize you really did want me to answer the question or you know, to read your
Mm-hmm.
email and respond. Like I didn't really know. And I think that that's one of the issues is there's so much smoke and mirrors and performative BS online that when you really are showing up heart-centered and wanting to actually create engagement, I think people don't believe it.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's a really good point because how many times have we gotten emails that seem salesy?
Yeah.
And then at the end, there's like, oh, email me back. And you're like, but if I email you back, you're going to push me to buy something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I just get the vibe that this is not a real person sending this. Like we've all gotten those emails. And so that's a really good point because what maybe we are putting out that vibe without even realizing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. Because if people are saying, well, I know you're sending that to everybody. Well, yeah, I can't send 500 direct emails to
Yeah.
each of you. Like that would take me a whole month to personalize you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like thank you notes after Christmas. Like
Yeah.
this is,
Yeah.
so it's like, how do we make it, there's a part of us that has to think, well, how do we make it more authentic? How do we connect on our end? But then we also have to turn it around and go, but how can you also help us?
Right, because it's not a one person responsibility. It's a partnership, it's a relationship. And so it's like if you're the friend who always calls, but the other friend never picks up, then why would the other
You're
friend
going to stop
continue? Why
calling.
bother? Right.
Right.
And so it's like a two-way street here. And so I think, yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think people, I'm gonna take a guess. This is just me guessing. I think people are afraid to open themselves up. I think vulnerability is scary. Visibility is scary. What if I share my heart with this person and they really don't care? Especially anybody that's got abandonment stuff. I got that. That's one of my core
Mm-hmm.
wounds. Like you get excited, oh, this person really does want to know. You open yourselves up and you get rejected, right? People don't want to not be liked. And so I think there might be a piece of that. I think this is a soup, okay? I think there's multiple ingredients here.
I mean, you make such a good point that I don't know. As a content creator, I've thought, how would this question land?
Yeah.
And maybe that is not the smartest way to handle CTA, which is a call to action.
Yeah.
Like, right, like we put that at the end of our, and you're very correct, because sometimes you see those questions and you think, I don't want to answer that.
Yeah.
They don't really care. Or if you're right, if I say something too vulnerable, can they use that against me?
Yeah.
Can they mock me? Can they use it on their socials? you
Yeah.
know you
You
that's
don't know.
you're giving up vital information to someone you may not know very well. And there is that whole know, like, trust thing, right? Like
Yeah.
that's a whole thing of selling online, is you have to have this know, like, and trust factor. But nobody really teaches you how to do that in a heart-centered way.
Yeah.
It all comes across very sales bro, is what I like to call it.
Yeah. And it's a tricky thing because my business is what pays my bills and feeds my family. I mean, that's no bullshit. Like I do need to send out information like, hey, I've got this rad program, or hey, do you want to join this painting experience? Like there will be, opportunities.
Salesy emails. It just
And I do my best for them not to come across salesy. I do my
right.
best to, like, today's email, I think is a great example. I shared my personal experience in my Wheel of the Year painting retreat and how I've done that for a few years. And then I had this, really emotional thing happen. And then I began to put the pieces of, wow, when I show up for this work, I understand myself more. Is this something that might be supportive for you? I didn't plot that out and go, okay, I'm going to use this traumatic thing to now market this. It was like, no, that was me sharing from my heart. And I think there's a piece around I can't control how it lands for people.
Well, yeah,
I can't be,
it's
I
very
can't,
true.
somebody might read it and go, she's using her husband's passing as a salesy thing. And somebody else might go, wow, that's so inspiring. I wonder what could shake loose for me if I did this work, right? And I think that's interesting part is as much as I want to serve and give through my different outlets, I also want to stay true to myself. And I don't want to hold myself and my storytelling back because I'm afraid of how it might land for someone.
Hmm.
It's not black or white.
Right. And that is a tricky thing going into a different social media space. Like I switched over to YouTube, and content, like long form video content that's informational, is easy. I can be very charismatic, very personable, and give out valid, vital, educational content, right? That's easy. But when I started doing the shorts, that became a whole different beast because that felt very vulnerable.
Mm,
And that became more my real personality.
yeah.
Like, how much do I share and how much? And I guess I think this happens a lot with like TikTok, right? TikTok and YouTube shorts are very similar. And it's not easy.
Mm-mm.
It's just, it's none of it is easy, and none of it, and it doesn't always feel good.
Yeah.
And where do we find the balance of pushing through the discomfort because we know it's important, and figuring out, well, this just makes me feel like shit and I'm
Yeah.
done? Because I think sometimes we get confused.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I gave Instagram a good try, right? Like I was on there, I was trying, I kept showing up.
Yeah.
And after a while, it's like, I think I have to be done. I tried pushing through the discomfort. It wasn't, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's kind of trial and error to figure out which is it. Am I giving up,
Yeah.
or have I given it the college try and it's just not working any longer? Like that is really also tricky.
Well, and I think that that's a really good point of how do you know when to pivot or when to throw in the towel? Like, I always ask myself, like, am I playing full out for myself? And each one of us define that differently. Like
That's
each one
true.
of us
Mm-hmm.
define what success means to us. And I think that's another thing. Like, how do I gauge I have a successful business? Is it money? Is it numbers? Is it like what, how are you defining your business as being successful or not? Your book is being successful or not? And I think that one thing I had to do for myself is I had to break away from what how other people defined success and really get
Mm-hmm.
clear on what that means to me. Because somebody, who wants to travel the world or have a yacht or, you know, whatever they want, that doesn't mean anything to, I mean, I'll travel the world. I was just kidding. I take that back. I'll travel the world. I'll I could
The
live without the
opportunity
yacht.
came up. Yeah.
Like my point being is like those really like money things, right? Where you need a lot of money to access, international
Right.
travel or whatever, then that you're defining success usually financially. And so then I just wondered like, well, what does success mean for me? And that has really helped ground me
Mm-hmm.
in gauging like do I feel like I am successful with the work that I'm doing? And I think, what's our pivot here? Like, what's our pivot here? Yeah, that's the question. What's our pivot?
Yeah. And well, I was going to say, and do we alienate the people in our community when we pivot? And yet sometimes you have to pivot. Like,
I such good questions.
it's such a good
Um,
question. I don't have answers to that either. Sorry. I can come up with great questions. I have no answers. I'm like the exact opposite of some smart guy on a mountain, right? Like you go to them with your questions, they have answers. I can give you 1,000 questions. I have no answers. Um, because I know for me, I think it is, I'm going to flip it, right? As someone who gets depressed and gets on their phone and does this
mhm.
and maybe heart something, and very rarely comments. I'm also part of the problem.
Right. Right. Do I respond to every newsletter I get? Absolutely
No,
not.
absolutely not. Again,
Absolutely
because I
not.
don't have time.
So if
It's
okay, so if I'm taking myself on in a genuine, loving, kind way, I ask myself, why don't you respond to every newsletter? Well, I'm not interested in all of it. So then if I'm not interested in all of it, why am I subscribed? If I
I mean,
s-
that's a valid point.
And I think that is an issue too, is we live in the era of FOMO and
Hmm.
we want to be able to touch all the things. And so, in order to be so connected, using air quotes, we are actually disconnected in a lot of ways because we have so much that we're trying to consume at one time. It's impossible to be connected to it all.
Yes, nor do I want to be connected to it
Oh,
all,
God,
if I'm
no.
being really honest, because
No.
sometimes I just want to throw the phone.
Yeah. Well, so I think as we're
Because I
talking,
become more disconnected. I feel more disconnected sometimes the longer I spend on certain social media sites. It's like a weird
yeah,
dip in, do what I need to do, dip out, I'm good. If I stay in the flow too long, it becomes like tunnel vision.
right. Yeah. So I'm just putting this out there is like, what would it look like to put a different lens on the next time you check your inbox, the next time you go on social media, and really ask yourself, like, am I super stoked I got this email today? Or do I like this person enough that I'm willing to continue to get these emails because I do want to stay in
Connected.
connected energy with them? Like sometimes I'm scrolling and I'm like, I don't even know who this person is.
Right. You sign up because you went to a summit, you went to a workshop, you wanted a freebie. I mean, we all do that, right? You wanted some information, and then
Right.
6 months goes by, and you're like, who is this person?
Right. And so I think that's really telling of this overconsumption and how it gets in the way of connection. Because what if we did some cleansing and like released
Mm.
people and released things on social media? And so we're seeing more of what we do want to engage with that shift actual engagement. I don't know, but it's an idea.
It is an idea. I think simplicity is a great concept, and then re-engaging ourselves,
Yeah.
like having an intention when you go on a social media site. What is the intention? Is it to numb out and watch an entertaining amount of whatever? Fine,
Yeah.
but that's your intention. Is it to get information about one particular topic? Cool. Like I think maybe it's about being more clear.
Yeah. And I think that's really been one of the biggest things that I've stepped into this year is being more intentional about how I live. Like, and asking myself questions, not, I think sometimes I hear people don't want to ask themselves questions because I hear them go, well, I'm so hard on myself. I don't want to be hard on myself. I don't think getting curious means you got to beat yourself up. You're just simply getting curious.
No, those are two different things, because I
Yeah.
definitely beat myself up, and I'm not being curious about it. That's
Right.
it's a totally different feeling.
Exactly. So what if we
It's
just
more
ask ourselves
compassionate to
questions?
be curious, I think.
You know what I'm saying? It's so, I mean, I think, yeah, like what if we got curious of like, huh, that's interesting. When I feel this way, my go-to is the scrolling. Or when I
Hmm.
feel this way, and then you get to go, gosh, is that really working for me? And maybe you're like,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm fine with it. Okay. Ain't nobody here trying to tell you how to live your life. We're just
No.
making some suggestions of like, if you're on the same path as us,
Yeah.
as you're like, I am not fully like feeling nourished by social media. I'm actually feeling the opposite. And I want to, like, there's so much going on that I don't even think we as humans are supposed to consume it all. And I think that's why we end up numbing
Mm-mm.
out because we literally cannot process it all.
Mm-mm. So I think to sort of sum up, right? Maybe this is maybe this is not the answer, but maybe this is a way to think about it is if we as content creators can make the intention better or stronger when we do create content and when we engage with other people's content, maybe that will help us create community again.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's very lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think that we had talked too about how do you, what was the language you use? Something about like, how do we stay present as content creators without falling into that pattern of doom scrolling?
Well, and I think that's where as users, we need to set intentions before we even open the app.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going on TikTok. I'm going to look for 5 new recipes to try, right? I find a lot of crazy recipes on TikTok.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the intention. Maybe it really is, oh, I'm going to set 10 minutes and just scroll and see what
Yeah.
comes up.
And
But I think maybe we need to, as a society, start being more intentional about why we're going on the apps,
because
any of the apps.
I hear a lot of people complaining about it, but they're still on it, just like me, just like you, right? Like we're doing a lot of like, this doesn't feel good, and I'm going to
and
continue to be
and
here
I'm
and
going to
do
keep
it
doing it.
because that's what everybody else is doing.
Well, because it's also where we get a lot of information. Like that's what I was saying earlier. Where is the balance between needing to stay connected,
Yeah,
needing to get, maybe I didn't say this, maybe I just thought it, needing to get information about the world and also not get stuck in doom scrolling.
and I think that's a great question because that seems to be what I hear too is people go, well, I want to stay informed. And I don't think doom scrolling Facebook or Instagram is staying informed. I
No.
think that if you genuinely are like, I am getting on this technology to stay informed, then I think it's probably better energy spent. And this is one of the things I've been trying to practice is going to a news source and like, maybe we even talked about this, but I go through the headlines and I'm like, what do I want to read about? What feels
Mm.
okay to take in right now? And then I leave.
And that's very intentional information getting.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, this gets into political stuff, but also varying where you're getting information from. It's probably
Exactly.
not smart to get all of your information from TikTok. I
Right.
mean, there's a lot of things that I see on there that I don't see other places because, again, this gets into political stuff, but sometimes the mainstream media, right?
Mhm.
They just don't report on stuff.
Yeah.
But I think being intentional, maybe that's what it boils down to. Maybe this whole conversation is
Being
we as
intentional.
content creators need to be more intentional, and we as content
Users.
users need to be more intentional and seek out community this way. And then maybe it gets reciprocated. I don't know.
Yeah. And that's a great summary to come full circle with. Just so for an hour, we talked a lot about stuff, and basically what we want to leave you with is just be intentional.
Be intentional.
No,
Follow the people. I think it's follow the people that make you uplifted
yeah.
and then connect with the people that are left.
I really loved doing this with you, Jen, because I think it's a great example about when you have conversations that are authentic, that we are completely like not trying to be right here. And we're just like talking, and then you're like, well, what about this? And then you're talking, and I'm like, well, what about this? It's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. We're both verbal processors, right? So
So
I
true.
ain't no shame in that game. I'm just gonna
No.
say
Uh-uh.
we're breaking it down and then we get to this really clear be intentional.
Yeah, like we did not have an answer,
I
people.
know
This
we
was not
didn't.
scripted. We literally just had talking points of, hey,
Yeah.
this is what our conversation I want to talk about. We didn't have an answer. And all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, is that the answer? Did we? And we could be wrong, people. We're still all ears. Like,
Don't make any
in
major life changes based on us, okay?
like we want to hear what you have to say too. Like this is the whole thing.
Yeah.
And if there's social media sites that you love, also drop those because
Yeah.
sometimes I want to just burn everything down.
Yeah, like hot
And
tip,
there's
how do you stay mentally sound and also active on social media?
and
Asking for
tell
a
people,
friend.
hey, I wrote a book and I love it and it's cool and I want you to read it. Or hey,
Yeah.
I would love to work with new client. Like, how do you do all of that
Yeah. I mean, we're
and
genuinely
not feel
asking because we
right?
genuinely want to know. Um, like
But I
going
also
back to the
think
beginning,
being intentional,
be
not such a
intentional.
bad idea. Like,
Yeah, and maybe it starts to become easier, and maybe it's this muscle that we get to like work out, and it just becomes a way of going, oh, well, like, why am I wanting to do that? What's the intention behind it? It's like it doesn't have to be complicated or hard. And I think that yeah, I like looking through things through, well, what's my intention? What's my
mm-hmm,
intention for signing up for this event? What's this intention for
right.
reading, like scrolling Instagram? And sometimes you might be like, I just want to look at a bunch of dog or cat reels, and that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there is room for I feel I'm having a rough day. I just want to go on and find stand-up comedians.
That that is
I mean,
okay.
I'm not saying everything has to be super, moral superiority. Like I'm only going to look for
Oh God, no.
educational content. No,
No.
no.
No. No, no, no. We would
We
not
all have
be.
our comfort shows and our comfort foods, and sometimes you just need to scroll. Like I get it,
Yeah,
and yet,
absolutely.
when it becomes a problem, it becomes a problem.
It's like I see a box of donuts, I want all of them.
Right.
But if I ate them all at the same time, I'd get real sick.
Sick.
So I'm
Right.
gonna eat them in moderation. I like that I
Right.
use donuts as an example, but it's
Well, I
just,
was about to say, if you have the bag of Halloween chocolate and you eat the whole bag, so I was going the same direction. I was just being more topical
I just, yeah, I
as we
mean,
are
this
10
is
days from
not
Halloween.
like we're not like the internet police over here.
No,
We both are on
no.
the interwebs. We both like look at things. It's okay. I think my inquiry for myself is, am I being present more times than not?
And just being intentional with what is my purpose for opening the app today? Is it 30 minutes of scrolling? Fine. Then that you were intentional.
Yeah,
I think the more we can get
yeah,
with that muscle and that practice, you realize, oh, I've done this 3 days in a row and I don't feel too good anymore.
yeah,
Let me change my intention.
yeah,
That's the curiosity and the not beating yourself up. See what I was saying? The difference.
exactly.
Because if you were beating yourself, you'd be like, oh, I'm such an idiot.
I'm
Why
the
do I always do this?
worst.
Why do I always do this to myself? I should know
Yeah,
better, instead of being curious of, oh, you know what? That was my intention 3 days in a row and I feel crappy.
yeah,
What if I change my intention to be 10 minutes of focused scrolling?
yeah,
What does that feel like?
yeah, yeah.
What if I engage with one person and actually write a comment? How does that feel?
And I like gamifying life.
Yeah,
But
me too.
I like giving myself little challenges like that. Like, what if I reached out to three people? What if I responded to three people
Mm-hmm.
while I'm on Instagram or whatever? Like, it helps me stay present and not get lost in like
Mm-hmm.
that numbness.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe I'm just a total weirdo, but I challenge myself. I'm also very competitive. Like, don't play games with me. Actually, play games with me. It's so fun. I like, I love playing games.
Oh my gosh.
So
But
do you,
she's competitive, guys.
Just fly over to
She
the West
likes a
Coast, Jen.
challenge.
I know.
I wish I could. We're East Coast, West Coast girls over here, wishing we could meet in the middle. Um, yeah, I was gonna say something, but I totally lost it. I think be intentional is where maybe we end.
Okay, I think that's good because we might say be intentional like 85 more times, and then somebody will make a drinking game out of it. And
But I do wonder, people that are watching this, what are ways that you can be more intentional? I would love some ideas. That would be a really good
yeah,
question for the people. What if you have found ways to be more intentional with your social media? I'd love to hear it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah.
People, we have not been drinking. I just want
Wait,
that out there.
I got some coffee. Look,
This
you
is
can tell it's
us.
coffee.
I just have water
This
in
is
a
just our
cute Minnie Mouse cup.
personalities.
Like, this is just who we are. Unfiltered, raw,
Well, and I just want to say something really quick too.
perimenopausal.
Really, we're perimenopausal. We're throwing so much out the window. I mean, that's the thing too that I think is a little stressful as a content creator is so much is performative in my eyes on social media. Then it's
Yeah.
like it almost feels defeating because I'm like, I don't want to spend my life filming everything. Because then how am
Well,
I
that
painting
too.
or writing books or working in my garden or doing things that
Yeah.
bring me joy if I'm constantly filming and editing to get your attention? Like
Right.
I also don't want to do that. That doesn't feel good to me.
Mm-mm.
That doesn't feel authentic. And so I just want to do like keep it real videos, keep it real emails. Like
Yeah.
I'm committed to that.
Yeah.
I know
I
how it's
agree.
working.
I try to be as authentic as I can be. Now, I do have a theater background, so sometimes I slip into theater-esque characterization of myself, but that's for me to work through. But I do still try to be as authentically Jen as I can
Yeah.
because I think that's the only way to make a real connection.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. So
Okay.
be
All right.
yourself, be intentional.
Hey, Jen, have you ever thought about being intentional?
Gonna get it tattooed. Be intentional.
Being intentional. All right. This was good for my soul. I needed to have this
Yeah,
conversation. So
I
thank
actually
you.
feel better. Like
I
I
know.
actually feel like I want to go out and create again.
I love
Social media
that.
stuff. Like I always want to write and stuff, but like I actually feel like I could, go out and create YouTube again without feeling bogged down. So,
I think it's great. I mean, I think it's a part of releasing and moving that energy. And it's like we've been
oh
holding
yeah.
on. It's like let it
Yeah.
go and we keep showing up.
Yep. Well, thank you so much for having me. I love our talks
Nope,
on your podcast. I love it.
no worries,
No
anytime.
worries. Okay.
Okay. Um, all right. Thank you, good people out there, for listening. And we really actually want to hear from you. We won't sell you anything. Not today, at least. Just kidding. Yes, drop us comments, email us, except hate mail. Okay, I'm done. All right. Bye.